Hey there folks, I am the Mighty Plantain. Thanks for checking out this video. I got a can here. Looks like it says Stone on it, doesn't it? And that's the whole point of this video. We're talking about a little something that's going on in the world of brewing. A bit of minor news, but you know, here's the thing. You're walking through the store, somebody says, give me anything from Stone. Give me something new from Stone. Or maybe you're familiar with Stone Brewing, and you say, look, can. It says Stone. What do you think now? This is actually Keystone Light. And they've gone ahead and changed up their branding. Not their branding necessarily, but just the way their brand is presented. I get it. You got to keep things interesting. Hey, I'm a big fan of the new retro Pepsi cans. Of course, it's got the design that I grew up with. But to feature the word Stone so prominently, and granted, you got to rotate this just right, otherwise you'll see it's Keystone Light. But here's the other thing about this. The word Stone, hey look, tools. That's right, I'm still a man. We got about 2¼ inches tall, the word Stone. Key is about 1¾ inches tall. So they have specifically made the word Stone larger on this label than anything else. Now, the reason I keep harping on that, I don't need the tape measure anymore. I proved my point. Actually, you know what? Measure it for yourself. I didn't rotate it to show it in the camera. You're just going to have to take my word for it, assume I'm honest, or measure it yourself. But the word fucking Stone being full, what? 1, 2, 3, 1¾ 2¼ a full ½ an inch taller than any other word on this tells me that they want Stone featured prominently. Anyway, like I said, brings me to the whole point of this video. Stone Brewing has filed suit against Coors, Miller, etc. for this rebranding, citing, and we've seen this before, in the case of the Vampire Slayer brew by Clown Shoes and Vossier Meadery versus Dogfish Heads Vossier variety versus Vossier Meadery. You know, creating marketplace confusion. By having similar named branding. Now, in this case, they haven't changed the name of the beer. They've just changed the packaging so that Stone is presented prominently. So, Stone Brewing has filed suit against Miller Coors for this practice, saying that it's intentional and it's going to create marketplace confusion. Here's the thing. I'm pretty solidly on Stone's side for this. I mean, come on, guys. Why the hell else would you make it bigger than any other word on the label? Now, here's the other side of it. Only a complete fucking moron would think that Keystone Light is anything even close to Stone Brews. But like I said, if you're just running through the store, you see that word Stone featured prominently, it's going to catch your attention. You might just grab it without thinking. If you don't know any better, you might associate it with Stone Brewing and grab it without thinking. You know, those of us in the know, Stone Brewing's always got the gargoyle on their label. They sure as hell don't put anything in these big-ass cans. And it's not going to be as cheap as this shit is, in terms of price and quality. I was going to call it beer-flavored beer, but holy shit. I don't even get much beer flavor off of it. It's easy to drink, I'll give it that. It's light, watery. Oh, look at that. I didn't notice this before they even went. Grab a stone. And I get it. A while back, they were doing the whole Keystone ad campaign. Here, hold my stones. You know, they're trying to imply that each can of beer is a stone. I don't fucking get that either. Wow, I've been swearing a lot during this video. But here's the bottom line. I got to give this one to Stone Brewing. I mean, you made the one word prominent, larger than others. I get it. I get it. You're just trying to get noticed. You're trying to change up your image. You're trying to change the branding. But you got to be careful in this day and age. You got to be careful not to tread on other people's toes and not to step on their trademarks. I mentioned a couple of previous cases with other beers that have had similar issues. I'm trying to think of something comparable. And I really can't. I'm trying to think of a comparable brand. I mean, in the past I've used with the Vassir thing, between Dogfish Head and Vassir Meadery, and they changed the spelling so that it was still phonetically the same, but it still impinged on Dogfish Head's trademark because they trademarked the name. And I used the comparison is it'd be like if I released a soda called Sprite, Spryte, or I released a soda company, started a soda company called Sprite Soda, Spryte, and we have 5 different varieties, but they all fall under the Sprite banner. I'd get nailed by Sprite, which is a variety that Coca-Cola produces. Sorry, Coca-Cola produces Sprite. It is the same kind of thing. I'm trying to think of some similar branding trick. Because Keystone Light was around before Stone was. Stone Brewing Company. But now they've decided to make the word Stone more prominent. I can't think of a comparable change in somebody else's branding or labeling that would cause the same issue. But I gotta hand this one to Stone Brewing. It's obvious. And the fact, look, if you made the key and the stone the same size, there's less of a case there. We specifically made the word stone larger. And again, only somebody completely ignorant about craft beer would assume this was in any way, shape, or form associated with Stone Brewing, but in passing, in ignorance, whatever, it still creates marketplace confusion. I can definitely see how that would happen. So, again, I gotta hand this one to Stone Brewing. In which case, we are going to go ahead and do a review of an actual Stone brew. So, because I've been sucking that down, even though this is not necessarily, this is kind of redundant. Like I said, it's a little redundant to cleanse with water after drinking a Keystone Light. Rating 1.5 out of 5. Simple and easy to drink. It's beer water. But it's not horrible. I don't hate it. Maybe they're losing some points for just the BS that they're trying to pull, but it's not something that I would never drink. It would just be one of my last choices because it's barely even beer. But let's take a look at Stone's Inevitable Adventure Double IPA. Could we get any further on the opposite end of the beer spectrum from beer water than a double IPA from Stone? Now, this is a limited release. Double IPA with Laurel and Dr. Rudy. What is that? Is that Laurel and Dr. Rudy's Inevitable Adventure? Are these other breweries? This is a collaboration brew on top of being a Stone double IPA? No, it's not a collaboration. It doesn't look like it. Laurel hops were released in 2016 and quickly became one of our favorite new varieties. It was highlighted in our Stone Hop Revolver single hop IPA series and was the featured hop in our hugely popular 2017 summer seasonal beer, Stone Ghost Hammer IPA. Keystone's coming back on me. Ghost Hammer was a good IPA, by the way. Then there's Dr. Rudy, which has been around since 1976. Originally known as Super Alpha, this hop brings classic resin and piney notes, which pair it perfectly with the floral, citrusy aroma of laurel. Traditionalist Gen X meets adventurous millennial. What do they talk about? Nothing. Hops don't talk. Together, however, they speak. It's apparent that a pairing like this was bound to happen. At Stone, we call it inevitable. Let's see what Keystone Light has to say about their beer. Fucking nothing. Imagine that. Well, let's check this out. Oh, wrong end. Ooh. I think the Keystone's not wanting me to put the Stone in on top of it. It's giving me the hiccups. There's a nice aroma coming off of that. Yes, I know, I didn't pour it in a glass. I'm trying to be fair here. But through the narrow neck of the bottle, I'm not getting much of an aroma. So let's just go for it. It's night and day. Very hoppy, very delicious. It's interesting, I'm getting like this really dank hoppiness up front. And I've started using the term dank more often with hops because it just seems to fit. It's like this pleasant swampiness, I guess is the best way I can think to describe dankness. A very earthy yet floral, I don't know. If you haven't experienced dank hoppiness for yourself, you really don't know what I'm talking about. But I mean, there's heavy pine notes there. I seem to be keyed to pick up on pine myself pretty prominently. It's one of the few hop notes that will always come forward for me. But again, it's mostly dank, very earthy, some piney finish. It's got a nice medium mouthfeel. For an 8.9% ABV beer, you would never know that's how strong it is. Let's see what we're dealing with here. It's not listed. I'd have to look this one up, I guess. Oh, wait. Oh, serving facts. 12 fluid ounces, protein, carbs, calories, 2 servings. 4.1. 4.1, you'd never know it. This is a delicious hoppy double IPA. It's got a nice medium mouthfeel. No particular malt characteristics coming through, but it's a Stone double IPA, so I wouldn't expect the malts to take any sort of center stage here. Dank, earthy, a little bit of floral and pine in the finish. It's not exactly anything that is unique or different for me, though. I've had similar hop combinations in the past, but it is definitely a delicious beer. I could hit this one with a 3.5 out of 5. Now, bear in mind, on a 1 to 5 scale, a 2.5 is average. So 3.5 is a nice, solid, above average rating. It's just not standing out from the crowd for me in terms of craft beer and decent double IPAs. It's just kind of a nice, decent, above average double IPA. It's, again, not really distinguishing itself for me, but that's just my opinion. You already heard my opinion on this garbage. It's not even really beer-flavored beer. It's beer water, and has no right to feature Stone so prominently. In terms of the lawsuit, I get a feeling Miller Coors has a lot more money to throw at this thing than Stone does, but I'm really hoping that they just fucking let it go and change their branding. Because people aren't stupid, but you're still trying to fuck with us. Go to hell. That's about as blunt, I think, as I can put it without putting myself out there for libel. While this may not be my favorite Stone brew, it's definitely a really good one. And I've given several of their beers a solid 5 out of 5. I've given a lot of their beers 4.5s, 4s, 3.5s. I don't think I've ever really rated any of their beers as average or below. So, am I playing favorites? Hell yeah, I am. You would too if you knew anything about beer. I'm not purporting to be an expert here or anything, but judge for yourself. Anyway, I'm at the point where I think I'm just rambling. Hit me up down in the comments and email link down below. Let me know what you have to say about either of these two beers or about the court case pending. Well, it's not really a court case at this point. It's just a lawsuit. It may go to court. May not. Love to hear your opinion. While you're down there, make sure to like and share the video. Don't forget to subscribe. When you subscribe, you'll get a notification every time I post a new video. I mostly focus on the good craft stuff. Once in a while, we got to talk about these guys. And every now and then, I do post one of these little opinion pieces. I don't know. Let me know what you think about it. You find it interesting? You want to hear more opinion pieces, or do you just like the plain old ratings and reviews? Got to appeal to the subscribers because, yeah, one of these days this might be more than just a hobby for me. Anyway, again, rambling. Got to shut up. Like, share, subscribe. Hit me up in the comments, the email link. Let me know what you think about either of the two beers or about the pending lawsuit. Till next time, folks, thanks for tuning in. Cheers. And if you're up to the task, boycott these fuckers. Not that anybody who's actually watching my channel would drink this swill to begin with.